welcome. It's been very, very interesting. The 25th week in the Barclays Premier League. There's so many goals and so many topics to discuss. So we'll go to the most intriguing, the most controversial game. Obviously, took place at Anfield between Liverpool and Arsenal, former league leaders in Arsenal, after they got demolished 5-1 at the hands of the Reds. The goal scorer was Skirtle with two. Raheem Sterling with another two, and Daniel Sturridge to cap off a fantastic day for Liverpool. Now, it was an absolute total shock, total mayhem. 4 goals within 20 minutes, and Arsenal conceded the first goal within a minute of play. So obviously, wasn't off to the best start for them. They just looked Arsenal looked disinterested. Liverpool were playing, let's say, at like 100 tempo speed, whereas Arsenal were playing at around 25, and it was just on two completely different wavelengths. And Liverpool were fantastic, don't let me tell you. Arsenal's defense again looks shaky as it has been in a couple of years ago, and they really just looked shell-shocked and lost the confidence. However, it was a great day out and a great win for Brendan Rodgers and his team, and as they propel themselves closer towards their ultimate goal, which is winning the Premier League. The next game at Villa Park, where Aston Villa went down to West Ham 2-0 thanks to a Kevin Nolan brace, and Kevin Nolan's been in good form recently. For West Ham, it's 7 points within their last 3 matches, so a bit of a good run on for Sam Allardyce and his men. However, in saying that, Villa did have many chances to go ahead, but they were left, Paul Lambert and his men, and indeed Villa fans were left to rue them as Kevin Nolan hit a quick-fire brace, which caused West Ham to go ahead. And in true West Ham fashion, they began to sit deep and just soak up all the pressure and didn't allow Aston Villa to play through their lines. Basically clogged up the midfield and ensured that they got a morale-boosting victory and 3 points. At Selhurst Park, it was Crystal Palace. Oh, no, it wasn't Crystal Palace at all. It was, yes, it was Crystal Palace, sorry. My nose got confused there. Versus West Bromwich Albion. And it was Crystal Palace getting the nice 3-1 victory there, with the goal scorers due to their new signings, Thomas Ince, Jared Ledley, Marouane Chamakh, and the consolidation goal for Bromwich was through Thierry or something like that. For Crystal Palace, they really played at a high tempo and really actually were very impressive during this game. They had great energy moving up and down the pitch. If they lost the ball, a fair few of their players would track back, and that hadn't been happening over the recent couple of months. So Pulis has really instilled structure defensively and going forward, and I think it will serve Palace well going forward into the final stages of the Premier League. They went up 2 goals before the half, and after that, it was really up to Speroni, their goalkeeper, to make a couple of crucial saves to not let Bromwich back in, which he did. And Palace saw out the contest, and for them, they've in the last 7 home games, they've managed to successfully get 16 points. So their recent home form at Selhurst Park has been absolutely crucial to them trying in an attempt to stay in the Premier League for another season. Carrow Road was where Norwich held Manchester City goalless, and they stayed goalless themselves as it was a 0-0 draw. For Norwich City, really, it was an okay performance. I mean, it was nothing too flashy. However, the main, policy for them and Chris Hughton was stop Manchester City playing and really limit their goal-scoring threats, which they did. They had clear-cut chances. Clear-cut chances were very hard to come by in this game, and either team really didn't create very much. And in saying that, Norwich did have a couple of chances. They hit the crossbar of better quality than Manchester City's, but again, nothing could really break the deadlock. The closest anyone came was Negredo, actually, Alvaro Negredo, hitting the crossbar. But Norwich City were excellent defensively and in their organisation. And Norwich, in the end, they had a couple of chances through Van Wolfswinkel and I believe it was Snodgrass. But they came agonizingly close to beating champions of 2 seasons ago, but it wasn't to be, and they managed to get a vital point, a well-earned point at Carrow Road at home. It was the Eden Hazard show at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea ran out winners against Newcastle 3-0 thanks to a Hazard hat-trick. And this game was all about Eden Hazard. He was absolutely fantastic in this game. The runs he made, the linking play with the likes of Eto'o and Willian, and Azpilicueta coming from the left full-back position were absolutely immense. He likes to come inside. He can play as the number 10. I'm pretty sure he could even play as a false number 9 if Mourinho really wanted to. And it was just interesting listening to the commentators and just analysing and really listening to what they said, because, you know, Hazard, they mentioned that he has a lot of similarities and likes to Ronaldo and Messi. And, you know, you kind of tend to agree. He may not have the physical stature of Cristiano Ronaldo, but he certainly has the quick feet. He can play in a variety of positions. He's talented, he's small, agile, he's got great balance, like Lionel Messi, and his passing range is absolutely exquisite, as well as his vision, and he can finish off from any sort of position. So Eden Hazard is really making a name for himself at Chelsea, and ensuring that they go back to the top of the league. And if he continues this good run of form, I think that that's possibly where they could stay. St Mary's was where Southampton and Stoke played out a 2-2 draw, and it was thanks to Ricky Lambert, Stephen Davis for Southampton for their goal scorers, and for Stoke City goals through Oden Wingy and Peter Crouch. The Saints surrendered the lead twice, which is actually unlike Mauricio Pochettino's men. They started off the goal scoring proceeding with the absolute gem of a free kick from Ricky Lambert, who has always been known to be able to hit the ball from set pieces and dead ball positions, and this was no exception. For Southampton, they did create the better opportunities, but Stoke really held firm, and obviously Mark Hughes has been implementing a lot of good structure on the training pitch, and you could really tell in this game. For Southampton, they are unbeaten in the last 7 matches in all competitions. They really pressed and tried to control possession. However, Stoke were just absolutely resolute in the defence, and the 2 quick fire goals through Crouch and Owen Wing ensured that they would be able to secure a nice away victory there. At the Stadium of Light, it was Sunderland taking on Hull City, and it wasn't the Black Cats' day, as Hull ran out 2-0 winners thanks to the new Strike Force partnership. I believe that's going to be make a name for itself. Shane Long and Nikita Jelavic, the goal scorers there. Wes Brown was sent off for his third time this season, so no better luck for him nor Sunderland. And Sunderland, they did come into this game very confident. However, they picked up a couple of nice victories over the past month, but after Wes Brown got sent off in the early stage of the match, it really just deflated them. And Steve Bruce's side looked really well. I mean, against 10 men, it's very hard to judge, but they played exceptional football, with Long and Jelavic actually being the standout players there. They hit Sunderland on the counter-attack several times, and thanks to Shane Long's pace and directness. And after that, it was just Hull City's game to win, which they did against 10 men. Now, the Welsh derby, where Swansea ran out 3-0 winners against bitter rivals Cardiff, thanks to goals from Wayne Routledge, Nathan Dyer, and Wilfred Broney to cap off the victory for them. The Swans bounced back. It was after an ugly sacking of fan favourite and one of my favourite coaches, Michael Laudrup. However, Cardiff played well in the opening, and you could have been mistaken to think it would have been a very similar outcome for Swansea. However, it wasn't to be, because they really lifted up the tempo and put Cardiff on the back foot. And the Swansea, they started the second half brilliantly. They controlled possession. They actually, for once, made that last killer pass and had that clinical finish. And for them, they move up into the 10th position on the table as it stands right now. And for Cardiff, they're the second bottom and not doing all that great. I believe that they've got 2 points from. They're only 2 points from safety. So Cardiff City and their fans should be worrying a little bit more, especially after losing to a very, very strong and uncharacteristic rival there. White Hart Lane was where Tottenham and Adebayor got the points against Everton 1-0. Everton had the better played better probably throughout the whole entire match. However, they just lacked the cutting edge, and you know why? Because they didn't have a striker. They weren't playing with a recognised number 9. They were playing Stephen Naismith up top, and although they did create a lot of chances and probably the better chances of the match, you don't have that clinical striker who can put the ball into the back of the net. You're not going to win games, and it's exactly what happened here. Tottenham went down the other end. It was a nice clinical striker. Fuadabayo controlled it on his chest and smashed it past Tim Howard. And that was all Tottenham needed, and Tim Sherwood's men to keep their top 4 hopes alive there. The final game at Old Trafford was Manchester United and Fulham played out a 2-2 draw, and this game had everything really. In the past 11 fixtures that Fulham have gone to Old Trafford, they've never ever won. They've always lost. So again, this is just to tell you where Manchester United sit at this current stage. United really attacked for most of the game and controlled possession, and it was quite clear from the early outgoings what Fulham would do. They would just sit back, try and soak up all the pressure, and really just ensure that Manchester United really had a tough day and a tough outing to ensure that the players like Van Persie, Mata, and Rooney didn't have time nor space on the ball to create any damage against the Fulham defence. And you could just tell Fulham played like 6 at the back for the first half, and for really ongoing in the second half, they were playing with 10 men in defence and Darren Bent up top. However, in saying that, they only needed 2 chances to put the ball in the back of the net, and both Darren Bent and Steve Sidwell did exactly that, creating more frustration for David Moyes, more frustration for the players, and more frustration for the fans that support Manchester United. And that's about it. That's all the fixtures that have been played in the 25th week of the Premier League. I'll be back within a couple of days to review the 26th week, which is the midweek games, as there is no games this coming weekend because of FA Cup commitments. So I'll see you guys then. I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys very